So Buling's kit just got officially released, and after going through everything her kit has to offer, she has the potential to surpass even Shorekeeper in terms of buffing capabilities, but only if you play her in Carlotta, Furlova, and GC team compositions. This might sound like she's a bit niche, but it actually helps you prioritize Shorekeeper for other teams instead, making your team building very easy. So I'm gonna break down everything given to us so far in the simplest way that I possibly can, starting with normal attacks. There are 240 bars that she needs to fill up called minor yin and yang, but the only way to fill them up is to obtain different stacks called thunder and mountain. Keep in mind that I'm only using these images to make it easier to understand her kit, but this is not what they actually look like. Thunder and mountain stacks can be consumed with a heavy attack to fill the minor yin and yang 40 bar. You can gain thunder with skill, 4th basic attack, and finally a plunge attack, but mountain can only be gained by hitting the enemy with her 2nd basic attack. You'll need to generate these mountain and thunder stacks in the right order to consume it, because different arrangements leads to different effects for Buling. Since we don't have official footage that shows exactly how the thunder and mountain stacks look like, and I don't want to confuse you guys much further, I'm gonna cover the most optimal playstyle instead during your rotations without going over every effect that different arrangements of mountain and thunder can give Buling. But keep in mind that I'll explain what every effect does in her dedicated guide video with proper illustrations, so be sure to look forward to it. So here's how the optimal rotation goes. Jump, plunge to get 1 thunder stack, and use basic attack stage 2 to get mountain stack. Now just use her skill and basic attack right after to use the 4th stage, giving you 2 thunder stacks. Heavy attack to consume the thunder stacks, which will allow her to heal herself and her teammates continuously over time every second for 8 seconds. This can be abused even further in Whimpering Waste when using the Plunderer's token to activate more lightning attacks. Finally, heavy attack again to consume thunder and mountain, which will allow Buling to deplete some portion of the enemy's vibrational strength. This can also be abused even further when paired with the tuned break mechanic that will most likely be available to every resonator to help you immobilize the enemy more often. After using the 2 heavy attacks that'll fill up the yin and yang 40 bar, her liberation will change, and using it will place a seal on the ground that inflicts 2 electro flare stacks on the enemy every 2 seconds. If you perform an intro skill after placing the seal with her liberation, any active character will gain 10% resonance skill damage bonus after the first intro skill. Performing a second intro skill will grant 25% resonance skill damage bonus to any active character as long as the seal is active on the ground. And this is very important because per the skill description, you don't necessarily need to be in the seal's proximity, but rather the seal needs to be active on the ground. I'll do more testing to figure out if this is actually the case in her dedicated guide video. As far as sequences goes, the 25% resonance skill damage bonus will most likely be replaced with something much larger by about 40 to 50%, like her S6 for example, to further increase her value in teams where the main damage dealer does more resonance skill damage. And giving her more resonance skill damage bonus at higher sequences makes sense because giving her team-wide attack buff at S6 like Donjin and Mortefi will make her too versatile, considering the fact that she's a 4-star who already provides 15% all-type damage amplification from her outro skill just like Verena and Shorekeeper. And if she does actually get more resonance skill damage bonus from her sequences, it can certainly overpower Shorekeeper's 25% crit damage as long as you have a decent crit rate on the DPS unit that you pair her with. Team building. DPS units that she synergizes with include Furlova, Carlotta, Jinxie, and Chun-Li. For Furlova teams, we can expect a significant increase in her total damage output due to how her kit is designed. She gets an insane amount of crit rate, so crit rate is not really a problem for Furlova. If you run her with Shorekeeper and Cantarella or Choyan, Furlova only benefits from the 25% crit damage boost from Shorekeeper's liberation when she's on the field doing resonance skill damage. So all the echo skill damage done by Frolova when she's off the field only benefit from Shorekeeper's 15% damage amplification. This means that when you use Buling instead of Shorekeeper, the echo skill damage output stays the same, but resonance skill damage output when Frolova is on the field will increase significantly if you manage to get higher sequences, which will most likely give you more resonance skill damage bonus. For Carlotta team, Buling should provide better buffing capabilities than Shorekeeper only if you have decent crit rates on Carlotta, which is possible because she has crit rates on her skill tree. The same applies to Jinxie. It's about time Jinxie gets an upgrade, and Buling is the perfect teammate to make that happen. Aside from the resonance skill damage buff, the damage over time from Electro Flare can potentially help Jinxie fail her 40 stacks much faster than usual, but this will demand testing, so take it with a grain of salt for now. As for crit, you should be fine as long as she has more than 70% crit rate, which is possible because she also has crit rate on her skill tree. For Chun-Li, I don't really recommend it because replacing Lupa with Buling will only increase Chun-Li's damage output due to the resonance skill damage buff and limit the damage output from Brent because he skills off basic attack damage. So you're better off using Shorekeeper instead in that situation since her buffs are more universal. For her build, just slap variation on her and prep a 5-piece rejuvenating glow set with a 4-3-3-1-1 formation. But if she's concerto efficient, Call of the Abyss will do just fine if you don't have more copies or variation, and you can craft it for free. Don't rely too much on the combat rolls here to determine if an upcoming character is concerto efficient, because keep in mind that Verena doesn't have the concerto efficiency role, but she's one of the fastest characters in the game as far as regenerating concerto energy is concerned. So the focus will be on the most optimal playstyle to generate the highest amount of concerto energy within a short period of time. The focus will be attack percentage, fallacy of no return for more healing, and 3 costs will be energy regen and attack percentage if her resonance energy cost is pretty large, but go with double attack percentage if her energy cost is lower at around 100 to 120. The 1 cost will be attack percentage for more healing. I'll present the numbers on how much of a damage increase Buling offers to DPS units she's synergized with compared to using Shorekeeper in her dedicated guide video, so be sure to look forward to it. That'll be all for my Buling pre-release analysis breakdown. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to help support the channel because it's free and you can always change your mind. Our Discord link will be in the pinned comment if you're having any issues with the game, help with their builds, or you just want a place to chill or hang out. We're also having a Wuthering Waves photo shoot event in the Discord for a chance to win some Lunites subscriptions, so be sure to hop in and see how you can participate. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.